My name's Lisa Ruguana. I'm working with the Alnwick Garden Trust on a project called Digging for Memories. It's been funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. This has enabled us to carry out research and to gain information and facts about the local area and the Alnwick Garden about World War II time. We've been able to use this information and memories that we've gained from reminiscence sessions from the older generation to educate children today in the local area of Northumberland about the digging and the Digging for Victory campaign and the importance of gardening and skills during that time. They've also been able to make links to today's gardening activities and initiatives, such as our Roots and Shoots project here at the Alnwick Garden.
All right, I can remember going into the shelter with my Mickey Mouse gas mask, which had a long tongue, and that was great fun. When we were at school, we used to go into the air raid shelters and have lollipops, and we thought it was exciting, as were the bananas that came at the end of the war. They came, I think, from America.
When you couldn't get ice cream when the war was on, and when we were younger, the only place that could get ice cream was the pit canteen. And word got around the village that they had ice cream had a ride, so everybody used to go up to get ice cream at the pit canteen because they were the only ones that sold it, because they must have getting special allocation for the pits. And there would be queues and queues of people wanting to queue up that the ice cream was there, so we all enjoyed it.
What flavours?
Oh, just what? You didn't get a cone at anything, it was just like in wrapped in paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the little blocks.
Yeah, when it's wrapped up.
Yeah. With that. Oh, no flavour. You're looking for ice cream. You didn't get sweets because you had to have your plate.
What did being a seamstress involve?
Making curtains.
Yeah.
And one day we repaired the stair carpet. You were just given a bag of wool, and you know the pattern was worn out by the people that used to tread up the stairs and down, and they couldn't lift the carpet up, so we had to repair the best way we could with a curved needle.
Wow.
My job when I was a youngster was my mum would hand me some clothes and a pair of scissors. Be in trouble for doing this today, and I used to cut them into strips, and she would make a lovely mat.
Oh yes, hooky and groggy.
Hooky and troggy mat. And the first week.
And the sweets, you see, we couldn't buy sweets. Even if you had coupons, you couldn't buy sweets. So we used to go to the shop and buy licorice root. You don't know what licorice root is. It's a hard, dry stick, and it was awful, but we thought it was great. And we used to have yeast that you made cakes with, and that was a sweet as well, because you couldn't buy nice sweeties.
We invite people when we know they're coming to bring old photographs and share their memories with us. And Margaret has travelled here from Tyneside, I believe, and she's brought a photograph of herself in 1953 when she was in the Wales. And that's Margaret, and I recognise you from this photograph. I recognise you. That's good. Margaret's rather shy and can't speak herself, or doesn't wish to speak herself, but I think that's brilliant, that photograph. But that's not all. Just what look at this. This is Margaret, 1953, still in the Wrens, and she's at a tea party with Princess Elizabeth. Margaret is kneeling, front on the right-hand side, and Princess Elizabeth, now the Queen, our lovely Queen, she's in the background, at the back of the photograph. You might be able to recognise her if we can zoom in like that. That's a lovely memory to have, Margaret. You will look after these. Don't let anyone have these. Good for you.
I do remember that Rex Barnell, who became the chief scientist in Manilak, told me the wonderful story that when they put the Russian together, they were invited by Winston Churchill to go to Downing Street to demonstrate what the Russian would be. So there it was, the little bit of cheese, the little bit of bacon, perhaps if you had a family of 4, you had an egg each, and along they went, put it on the table, and Churchill looked at it and said to John Drummond, well, I could make a meal out of that. To which they replied, Minister, that's for a week.
What were the markings for?
Now, I don't know. I'm presuming it must have just been when you
purchased it.
Yeah, because it's got meat, eggs,
Fat, cheese, bacon and sugar. So when you bought it, they would put like a mark on it to say that was your ration.
Cheese puffs though, like sweet. Do you know the markings? And it's got 1 to 8 at the top. Were they weeks? 1 to 8 weeks or here?
Just a minute.
On the next page. It says
You
1
got-
to 8.
You got so many, you just got the page, you didn't get your full book till
Right.
your mum wouldn't give you the full book until you spent it. You know what I mean? So just now you'd have a page at a time.
Was it you were allocated so many, depended on the family, what you so maybe you were allocated one out of book. Would that have been for all these or for each?
Yeah, I don't know that, but I know when you'd have
see
an
here,
out.
Thelma, they've got like crosses in the
Yeah. Does that mean that you had
that means you've already
purchased it?
purchased it.
You've already, yes,
You've used it.
You've used it, you've used it, I know.
Hello, my name's Tom Pattinson, and this is my friend Alan Levin, and we're both volunteers at the Alnwick Garden. We do all sorts of things to help out. We just love the place. And when we were asked to take part in the People's Story, which is what this is, and the funding was available from HLF, we thought, why not? It'd be fun. And the story we're trying to extract from the people is about the last Second World War.
They closed all those. They used to have lovely red machines on the station platform, and you used to go and put a penny or tuppence in and get bars of chocolate, and then they stopped and you couldn't get them. And then of course at Alnmouth during the war you couldn't go on the beach because all the way along the beach there was barbed wire and the huge blocks of cement, and it was forbidden to go on the beach. So that was very sad for children. You couldn't play.
What we're finding, of course, is, as Tom rightly says, you mention something and that starts another story, and before you know where you are, you're trying to slow them down a bit and get it written down before it all disappears forever. But it's fascinating that you can have conversations outside the garden about stuff you've heard in the garden, and then you get even more stories from the community, adding detail to what we've heard in here.
As a kid, of course, between 5 and 11, I thought it was a wonderful adventure. You didn't realise how, serious, especially things were. My father in 1940 was going to send me and my brother to Canada after Dunkirk, but you will remember that the ship before we were due to go from Liverpool was the Athene, which was torpedoed. And therefore my father decided that he wouldn't send us, we've got to go, we've all go together. A bit like the King and Queen, as well as staying in London. So that was the situation, and as you rightly pointed out, Tom, things got no better till about the early 50s. Quite honestly, it went on as a sort of aggressive, you will remember. Rationing, as I say, depending on the availability of things coming in, were varied quite a bit. I do remember being faced with my first banana after the war and not knowing how to eat it. That was another factor. Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
I say things like, my mum used to make froggy maths, and did you keep hens? How did you do for food? And there are quite a few people here who kept hens, had a surplus of eggs. They tell me you could just have 12 eggs, and then you had to sell the rest. You weren't allowed any more than 12 eggs. Some of them kept a pig, and they said they used every single thing in the pig except the squeak. There's some real tales coming up here, I'll tell you, and they get quite animated when they're talking to us. It's just a joy to do.
That was the most exciting thing at school, getting bananas at the end of the war. And our school teacher used to go on his bicycle with a bucket over his handlebars, picking all the horsemen up to put on his garden for his lot. We used to have great fun. And in the air raid shelters during the war, they used to give us lollipops. So it was super. It was marvellous.
But you were big shot into classes, and we often had to drink out of the plant yard.
Oh, yeah. That's the expression, a jar of beer. I had a jar.
And there was a control on the strength of beer as well.
The stories that are coming out, and all the neighbours were required to keep the pigs free and to take the peelings and feed the pigs. So they all got a share of this thing when you came.
And I tell them, my mum, when I was young, she'd say, there's the shopping list, and there's the money, and what have you not got to forget before you go to the co-op? And I would say, 15.49, and of course that was our dividend number, and we got a dividend for being a member of the co-op. So I say, I bet you've forgotten your divvy numbers. My gosh, they haven't. They remember them, don't they recite them all?
Yeah, there's a ripple goes there. Everybody's divvy number.
To take sugar down to the market, and they used to give you sweets instead of.
Really?
Yes.
You swapped your sugar for sweet?
You used to take sugar down to the market.
Yeah, and we'll give you some bullets.
Get you some sweets.
Bullets.
Bullets.
Well, the bullets.
Yes, bullets.
Aye.
Yes, there were bullets.
Aye, that's what my father said.
Black bullets was a well-known at the pit villages because the pitmen used to suck
black bullets, yeah. My dad always did.
Always suck.
My dad was a stevedore.
Was he? Oh, right.
Give me his proper name. And he used to doctor.
And they used to always suck black bullets.
Yeah.
And really, they call it, what they call it now? In the black.
There's still black bullets.
Black men.
Or black balls.
Black balls, that's right, yes. But it used to be, the pitmen used to sell the black bullets.
Black bullets, yeah. You still get them in the tins.
In the tins, yeah. But the pitmen used to sell a lot, they buy a lot of black bullets.
You think they suck them for being down with the dust?
Where it was dry, yes, for the dust, yes, that's right.
What did you find? You know that ma'am to found some dickies? I said, what? Oh God, we all had to have the, what do you call it? A yank comb made.
Yeah, but that was
steel comb. To get the steel comb.
Get outside.
Oh God.
Like comb that day.
Piece of paper on the ground.
Where you been?
Piece of comb.
You were around during the war. You've told me before. I know you write lots of poetry.
Yeah,
because
yes.
we've done it on the radio.
I've got
before.
a Second World War novel on the stocks.
Yeah,
it's
good.
called Fool of the Family. Always goes to sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you were at sea as well, but you were telling me something about a wedding cake and.
Yes.
Because weddings were difficult during the war. You used to have share coupons to get a wedding launched.
Yes, yes. You needed the coupons for the clothes, but you also needed them for the wedding cake. But in practice, what happened? All the relatives used to rally round and the friends with eggs and with currants and what have you.
Sugar?
Yes, yes. Yeah, sugar was great. And by the way, you're talking about the additives. There used to be somebody who stood at the top of the big market in the wall, and they used to be shouting at the top of the voice about selling sacraments. Come and buy a sacrament, they used to be saying. Yeah.
So if you had a wedding cake and you carried it in public, that would be tantamount to saying, you know.
But there were no tears on it.
No. So someone was carrying one. And you
had to be nip and clean before you went to school.
Good old days, you know.
They had a good laugh.
They were the good old days. Good old days.
And you didn't spend a penny?
Well, if you didn't have a
It didn't cost you nothing. Well, and you had the time of your life.
And you could get a fortune with a halfpenny, couldn't you? Got a load of stuff for the eating.
Well, chickens, one of this and one of that. The women in the shop.
Jelly baby.
The Geographical magazine from all over the world used to open them up, and there was a banana tree. Yes. There was a banana. Now when it came up to the war, of course, you stood in the queue to go up for the bananas, didn't you? Yes. Big long queue, and you got to there, and they said, "We've got any bananas left." What a downer that was. But I've got another little story now about fruit again, which the ladies will appreciate this. Is I lived in the village of Felton on the A1 those days, and it was Felton Bridge to the school on the left-hand side. And that was Felton Bank, right on the A1. So we're going this morning about 9 o'clock in the morning. Wagon came round the corner, creaking and groaning, got halfway up the bank, missed his gears and came back over. Tipped on his side, and all these oranges started to run down.
I would have been there.
Aye, we were there, I was there. We were shoving them up with jumpers and everything, right? So we couldn't take them to school, so we had to hide them in the woods at the school. So never mind, we went out the next, playtime, got the orange, right? Peeled it, had a go at it. You know what it was? It was a Seville. It was a marmalade orange. And the mouth just went, the tongue just went straight in. Then, they took some of them back to me mum, and I said, "Look mum, we got these oranges this morning. I brought some back," and she said, "You recognise them, Mr. Sevilles?" I said, "I now would try to bite into one, and you know, her tongue just went wizened." I said, "I thought but you might make some jam." She said, "How can I make jam here? You know, I've got no sugar." So that cancelled that out, because there was no sugar, was there? Or very little sugar.
It was a happy life, you know, because, I mean, you had to make your own fun, and you just, nothing ever entered your head. You know, you just go on with what you were playing with, or what you were teaching the kids.
Mind, there was no squabbling.
Nothing but that.
No squabbling.
No, ever bothered you, did it?
No, not a bit.
Nothing?
No, not a bit.
We just went over and
we just sailed along.
You had the time of your life.
The reminiscence sessions with the older generation have allowed us not only to gain knowledge and information about World War II time and digging for victory, but also to really capture the spirit and the emotion behind that and what it really means to them. And we've been able to deliver that in our educational workshops with the children.
I'm Kevin Dowding, I'm the Deputy Head Gardener here. I've had the school in today and we've made salad bags, so they've had a selection of different different salads for them to take away. They can look after the bags, grow them on at home, and then everything's edible for them. What do we need to do now? We need to put soil in the bag, so get your hands dirty. You probably want to if there's any big lumps in the compost, just squash them down. That's the bit we're burying, isn't it?
It doesn't matter.
They'll flop down because they're just babies.
I'm ready for the next one.
And the next one? How many we get?
Parsley. And
how many have
when
you done?
we've all finished, we get to take but there's still two more to do. And when we finish, we get to take them home.
We just bury the leaves
In
and
this
then it's
bag.
bury the roots.
These little white things are minerals. Do you know how we have vitamins? Well,
has
minerals
anyone
are
not
the
got
vitamins
parsley now? Has everyone got?
With
Hands if you haven't got a
this
parsley.
is vitamins for plants. Just that. Mine doesn't. Mine's good. So that is part of that. Oh, and this brown thing isn't chocolate. It is soil, so don't eat it.
I made some flowers and I've got one more flower to do, and then when we're finished I can take it home and I can show my mum and I'll give it to my mum.
Let's scissor the top off, so just gently turn it over and then we squeeze the sides and then it goes Which one are you putting in now? Who's waiting for number 5?
Actually.
Number 5? So, are you happy now? Smile. Put your face next to your left sister. Trailer. Make them all. Does everyone have some parsley?
Yeah!
And who?
Molly.
And what have you got in your bag, Molly?
Has everyone got a label now?
Yeah! Parsnips, tits, lettuce, onions. Forgot the other one.
Who are you giving the bag to?
Bags on the table.
I'm keeping it for myself.
You're going to eat them when they grow.
Pardon?
Are you going to eat them when they grow?
Yeah.
Stand next to your bag. Then you can pick it up again. Listen. And take a big step back. Big step back. With the bag. Pick up your bag. Take a step back. Put it on the floor. And then if you come over here, watch. Collect the watering can.
Woohoo! I'm having a bath, having a shower for the night. Kiss shower on fast rain. Yeah.
Right, with your bags, if you bring...
I've been working on the memories section of today's activities, which means I take the kids on a little tour of a few memories granted to us by some people who lived through the period in this local area, and we went through a tour of what they said and did, also showing them examples of ration books, toys of the time, entertainment the kids had, what clothes young boys wore, for example, the fact that they didn't have any ice cream or sweets or even saw bananas until very later in their lives. And at the end of that, we all brought it home with a few snippets from a DVD showing genuine interaction with people who lived through that period, and their memories being relayed to them directly through the TV. At the end of that, we hopefully get to collate a few memories of those children's events from the day.
During the war, everything was so scarce that most of the toys were homemade. These are a couple of examples of things that boys might have got in their stocking at Christmas. Dad will have worked really hard getting these things together, ready for Santa Claus.
We're sorting things that I used to do that we used in war, like in the like now. Do you want to get them?
Yeah.
We'll have a look at the things that we put on here. And just be careful, but why don't you pick them up and have a look and see if you can identify what is what. What we've got written on here. What's that one then, do you think? Have a look on there. What's that one? Cultivator. I think that one's for. Now I've seen somebody use that before, and you kind of go like that and pull it back towards yourself, and it turns the soil over. So do you think that would be very easy to use? You could have to do it with your arms and everything for using that. I want you to go out in the garden and I want you to water all the plants. How long do you think you could carry that for? Bear in mind it's got no water in it. Has it? Do that. Right, so pretend you're watering the plants.
It has got water in.
Yeah, a little bit. Pretend you're all...
What I've got here, I would like you to have a look around the table. Just on the bottom here, there is a selection of recipes that people might have used in the 1940s. You think you'd like that? Sausage and sultana. So you've got your meat and you've got your sugars. It's everything you need. That's what rationing was for. You get everything you need.
It's a Wilton pie. It's onions and it looks like a very small amount of cheese and swede and cabbage. I don't know if that's cauliflower in there actually.
Here at the shop, and then you get it stamped, your ticket's taken out for that week, and you've got your bits and bobs. That's how it was shared out equally.
They already got a little bit because they didn't have that much.
That's right, because during the war the U-boats were sinking. I mean, do you know what the U-boat was? The submarines, they're the U-boats, and in the Atlantic Ocean between America and England, and South America and England, they were sinking all of our ships that had our food in them. That's why it was rationing. We couldn't grow enough in the country, in Great Britain, to feed, I think it was 40 million people at the time. So that's why we had to have rationing.
You know that during the war there was a rationing on food.
So when this country was at war, when my grandma and granddad were alive, and your great-grandmas and granddads were alive, there wasn't enough food coming into the country, and there wasn't enough food for everybody to eat. So, what happens if we don't eat? Good, you do, don't you? Into the window of the shop, got my glasses on, and it says meat ration is now carcass meat. So they were told what they could have. They couldn't just go into a supermarket because there was no supermarkets. They had to go into the little shops and they just had to ask for what they could maybe have. They couldn't just pick things up and put things in trolleys. And it tells you here the dates, but these are the items that were rationed. We know that word, don't we?
And there was no other food. Because even eat it all, you wouldn't have to. Very neat, and there's coloured pencils here. So when you've done it, you can colour it on here.
Can you use pens?
Yes, you use it here.
Get rid of the chickens and then we can get more veggies. Coffee and some spring onion. There's a coffee and onion. Put it in all.
How do I get?
Next one.
Right, okay, what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to make some bunting. Pick some things that you think might work. What do you fancy doing? Yeah, well, do you want to have a look? There's some bits in there. Can you get some bits out? Yeah, you can have a carrot. Okay, darling, have a think about what you were going to make.
Teddy bear. Oh yeah, sell it in a shop.
And what are you going to do with the next one?
Actually, I'm doing amazing things. Excuse me. I'm helping you. Use me.
So what's
No, you don't get a dot of glue in it. If you go over there, I can slide some white felt.
And here is one of the greatest ever. It's by this guy here. The millionaire.
What's it say on it?
Danger, don't come near, because it's a tank. Bye bye. Bye bye. Look at that.
Lovely. Come on then, let's get yours as well.
Yeah.